everybody, and welcome to a new video. If you're new to my channel, this channel is all about homesteading. It's about saving money on your homestead, how to live simple, and how to live a life that you really enjoy. So let's get into the video. Since I moved on this property, I've been getting so much questions on my social media handles and also just by people coming by on my farm to purchase vegetables and purchase eggs. So I figure out I will make a video, many videos actually, on everything homesteading and answer all the questions that people are asking me by making videos on all those questions. So I am starting a series. The series is basically going to be everything about buying a homesteading, especially buying land, getting started, and everything else that comes along with homesteading. So the first video today is how to buy land with cash. And this is a question that I get a lot. Just 1 week ago, I had a young couple come by to buy eggs, and we were just standing outside in the cold, and I was answering so much questions from them concerning buying land, because they're very interested in buying land and they don't want to buy land from a bank. They want to use cash, so they were asking lots of questions. So today, let me tell you how you can buy land using cash. Now, everything I'm telling you in this video is based on where I live, which is Ontario. I live in Canada, and the province that I live in is Ontario. So these are laws that pertains to Ontario. So this is what I am talking about in this video. So if you live in the US or somewhere else, you will have to go to jurisdiction, you will have to go to your own municipalities and find out information for that. The big question is how to buy land with cash. So you have a little bit of cash and you want to buy land, but you don't know how to go about it. You don't even know if you could do that. And in the beginning, I wasn't quite sure you can do that here also. So I had to do my research to make sure that is something that I can do where I live. So obviously, I went to many institutions. I went to the municipality, I went to the bank, and I found out lots of information based on how you can go about doing that. So here is how you can buy land with cash. There's no problem actually buying land with cash. Have the cash in your account, or you just have to, if somebody gonna give the cash to you, you just have to prove where you get the cash from. So for example, if you just have like $1,000 in the bank, and then tomorrow you want to buy a piece of land for like $15,000, and then all of a sudden you just deposit $15,000 in the bank and you go to buy land, it may be a little bit shady for the bank. So you have to prove like where you get the money from, and it's very easy to prove. All you have to do is just get a letter from the person who gave you the money saying, okay, this is my aunt and she gave me $15,000 to buy land. That's all you need to prove. If you already saved $15,000 and it's already in your bank, you don't have to do that. You can just go ahead and buy land that way. So there is two ways that I recommend that you should go about buying land with your cash. So the first way is you want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. You find out all your information, all the legalities of it. You can decide if you want to get a lawyer, a legal aid. A legal aid lawyer is a lawyer who you can get if you're making a low income. I think it's under $24,000 a year or something like that. Yes, under $24,000 a year. So you can get a lawyer that can assist you to help you with signing papers and stuff like that. But if you make over $24,000 a year, then you have to finance your own lawyer. But those legal aid lawyers are very good because they help low-income people who want to buy properties or want to buy land or something like that. So that is something that you can definitely tap into if you're not making a lot of money, but you are saved that money for a while and you just want to get out in the countryside and live your best life and just live simple, live simply, and you just want to have a quality of life that you always dreamed of. So that's something that you can do. Now, point number 2, if you want to buy land cash, you have to make a decision. Are you going to be buying the land on your own, or are you going to make a realtor? I would advise you to get a realtor because they have access to lots of land and lots of properties, and it will be a faster process for you than for you like going around and looking, driving around and stuff like that. They have a big database and a big library of things that are available on the market, and sometimes there's even properties that is not available on the market and it's like private. And so if you're a realtor, they would give you first chance to go and look at that property. And we got a realtor when we were looking for a property, and we also got to see some property first dibs before it even went on the market. So that's one of the advantages of having a realtor. The second advantage of having a realtor is that any legalities or any fraudulent practices by the owner of the property will be detected before you even buy the property. So that is things that will be taken care of and you don't have to worry about that. So that's a good thing of having a realtor. So that is something that you have to decide. If you're going to do this on your own, you can buy property on your own here in Canada. You don't need to get a realtor. You can do that. You can go through all the processes yourself. That means you just have to have a lot of knowledge of what you're doing, and you really have to know everything from A to Z and read a lot of papers and do a lot of paperwork, because if you make mistakes when you're doing that, you can have problems in the long run. So I would definitely not recommend that. I mean, except if you are a lawyer yourself, or if you have lots of information or knowledge on real estate and stuff like that, you can go ahead and do that. But I wouldn't recommend you do that because if you don't have that knowledge, because you may run into some problems along the line. So yeah, so decide on that. That's very, very important. Point number 3, if you decide to buy land on your own without getting a realtor, you need to make sure you have every single thing in writing. So if you're going to approach a property owner and you're going to buy the property privately, you need to have all your contracts written up properly, and you need to have them signed by both you and the owner, and every single thing that you guys decide on together must be in writing. Do not let the owner tell you, okay, for example, a good example is somebody had a problem where they bought a property and the owner tell them that they can use their road as access, but this was not in writing in the contract when they were buying the property. And then later on down the line, the owner of the property said, sorry, you can no longer use the road. So that person who bought the land, they now have to go and cut a new road and pay lots of money to have a road access to their property. So this is something that you do not want to happen to you. So if the owner says that you can use the road for access, make sure this is written down in stone, yes, on that contract. Point number 4. If you're going to buy land in cash on your own, make sure you get information about title search. You do not want to buy a piece of property and somebody already own it and both of you have the same property. But technically it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the person who had the property before. But because you didn't take the time to find out about the title search, you're going to be in this predicament. So make sure that you do a title search. You can go to the municipality, you can go to the office whatever city, whatever province you're in, and find out that information, and they will tell you how to go about doing that, because this, my friend, can cause you a big problem. And the last point is, when you're gonna buy land cash, is an inspection. Now, many people buy property and they refuse to do a proper inspection. Like, I definitely don't agree to buying properties unless you see it, unless you go and visit it at least 3 times. I know many people buy properties online, just virtually through the computer and stuff like that, and they're very happy with it. But personally, I would definitely not do that, because this is just not me. And I think when you do something like that, you kind of put yourself in a position where you can have problems. So I prefer not to do that at all. I prefer to buy a property that I can go visit at different times of the season, maybe when it's raining, maybe in the summertime, depends on how long the property has been there for sale. But I want to go visit it and see. Sometimes you buy a piece of property, and because you only view it one time, and maybe it's a piece of property that floods when it rains, and because you didn't see it when it was rainy season, now you buy this property and every time it rains the property floods. So that's a big problem. Something else, again, sometimes this property has like wind issue, and because you didn't see it like during the daytime when it's, you know, hot and sunny and maybe a little bit of wind, now you buy this property and you have a problem with wind, and you have to be planting trees and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So these are things that you really want to take into consideration when you are buying a property, because all these things can cause you to have problems with the property, or it could just make you miserable. And when you lock into something already, you're already locked into it, and then that's just going to cause you problems in the future, and this is not what you're looking for. You're looking to go and live on this beautiful property and live your good life and your best life, and then you end up having problems. So these are things that you don't want to happen. So if you want to buy property cash, you can do it, but be very diligent in all your research. Know what you're doing, ask for advice, and if you're stuck in something that you're not sure about it, it's better to give it time before you continue on, because this is your hard-earned cash that you save up for a long time. You do not want to invest in something where you lose your property, or God forbid you hate that place and you can't wait to get out of that deal. So yeah, so yes, you definitely can buy property using cash, and I hope that some of you out there will start pinching your pennies and saving them up and start buying land for cash and living a debt-free, simple and enjoyable life out there in the country. So thanks for watching this video. Remember, you're beautiful. Ciao ciao, and I'll see you in the next one.